Welcome to Scrappin with Sheri, page 91 in the sketchbook, New York City edition. When we were in New York State, on the western side of the state, my daughter and her husband took a quick trip to New York City for the weekend, or for a few days, and she sent me a few pictures that I wanted to use, and I happened to find one pack of this New York City scenes left over. This is not something you can get currently, so if you don't already have it, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that I had it. It's got several cute papers in it. This is a $5 pack with 6 sheets, but it has some iconic New York City things, and it has these city streets, the little maps. I'm actually not going to use the maps here because I love that green, and I think that city grid could work for just about anything, particularly in our travels. So that's going in our travel stash. But this is so iconically New York. The yellow on the back could be used for a lot of different things. And then we've got this red that's got Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens, all the different boroughs, the Bronx. And then this on the back that I thought was really cute. So my 2 background sheets, I am making this into a double spread. So my 2 background sheets will be this one and this one. I like it that it lists all the different boroughs. It's not real standy out, so I think it'll work for me. And if you're looking at why I'm going to put this here rather than over here, it's because of our layout. Now, our layout only has 4 triangles on it. This is how Creative Memories started. When I started doing Creative Memories almost 28 years ago, we taught a class where you put triangles on your corners, you put your pictures down, you were done. We're going to give that a shot. So basically all I need are the triangles, and I'm only going to do the 4 outer corners. It tells us it's a 4x4 square cut in half. And I want to do that using this cute paper right here that's got the coffee, the post office, the taxi. It's got a little bit of everything on it, and I think that's really cute. Now I said coffee, now I'm not seeing coffee. Maybe I dreamed that, or maybe it was on the other packs. But we're going to go with a 4-inch square. This is not going to take a lot of room on the page, which is good because I have quite a few pictures that are going on these pages. And then we're just going to line it up corner to corner. So we've got that square at the bottom, that square at the top. Now to do my next one, I'm going to have to pay a little bit of attention to direction. I'm not always good at that, you know. But I need this one to fit this corner here, so I need to cut this way. And if you're using directional paper, make sure you pay attention to that. All right, so according to our sketch, we've got the paperwork done. It's just a matter of adding our pictures and maybe a title block, a journaling block. That's about it. So I told you this one would be easy. My intention was to even add some borders along the bottom because I was going to use some different pictures for this. But I opted for these and this lovely pre-printed paper. So I do think this one is going to be very quick and very easy. I'm just adhering these triangles right up at the corners. And if you don't have good contrast between your triangles and your background paper, you could go back and cut a square like 4.5 or 4 1/4 and half that and put it behind those. But the contrast here is good to me. Y'all, this is almost like a cheater page. And you'll notice this is the back of this. I just had one more sheet of it and decided to use it here. All right. So basically our page is done except for adding our photos. I don't have the sticker pack that went with this New York City scenes, and I'm okay with that. But I wanted to pull out some of the iconic things they did. Their first night there, they had to get a hot dog. They went to the museum. They went to the library. They ate good food. This is part of the museum. Here's my Statue of Liberty picture, and there's only one of those. So it would be good, in my opinion, to put it near the Statue of Liberty. The bookstore. My son-in-law loves books. I think there was a nighttime Times Square scene. Yeah, I wanted to get that in here because that was also part of the first night that they arrived. You'll see I did a variety of sizing on my pictures. Really because there's a closer up of the Statue of Liberty. I think we do need to get that in there too. I did do different sizing. I did print these myself. Something I had talked to you about planning to do. And I did that. Let's get this nighttime scene in there, since that was the first night. I do like the sizing variety. I was talking with a friend at my in-person crop this weekend, and we were discussing how having different size pictures on your page it gives it a very different look. Not something I've thought about a lot. All right, and maybe I want to go this way with that one. Overlap over here, and then I can do my journaling in this space. Actually, I may make them do the journaling since they got to take the trip. All right, so look how many pictures we were able to get on that page already. Bookstore and library. So we'll put our two reading things together. I love it that you can see he's got that bag in his hand. He's already been shopping in there. We've got our little fun bagel. That was one thing I think they did really well in New York City, was to try the food stuff. They went to see a Broadway play. I think I'm going to get all these on here. I'm not so sure anymore. That's when they were on top of the Empire State Building, and that's part of that as well. So maybe I don't have to have their first night arrival there. Can't cover up his head here. I did want to get some of the museum in there just because when they were growing up, night at the museum was such a big deal. So it was fun for them to be there. You can see the smiles on their faces. Speaking of smiles, that's about how much coffee my daughter would probably want in the mornings to get started. She is a big coffee drinker. Loves her morning coffee. We've got the One World Trade Center. Do you want that in there for sure? Okay, so we don't have a great picture of Times Square anywhere on the page. They did get a little Minnie Mouse for my granddaughter who loves Minnie Mouse. I do want a good Times Square picture in here for sure. They got to stay down at Times Square. Down on Times Square. I don't know how you say that. You New Yorkers can correct me. They stayed near Times Square. How's that? Get that bagel right in there. As you can see, doing the different sizes is going to make a big difference here. It's very much like a puzzle, though. I'm just putting all the pieces together to see what I can work out. Maybe I'll go down with that. And then they can do me a little journaling there as well. I hate to not get the coffee in there because that is so her. I could leave out the the picture of the front of the library. And I don't necessarily have to have two of the Statue of Liberty. That one shows the statue much better. So if I go with that, I can slide some things around. If we really just want this to be a representation of the trip and not way too much, this might be a better look. And I could add one more of them at Times Square at the end. So in printing these myself, yes, I still did overprint. I printed a few more than I needed. But I think we're okay on the layout of this. Now, where will we journal? Where will they journal? I have a feeling that they won't have a whole lot to say. So maybe here, maybe here. We'll do that on a piece of paper. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I could eliminate that I feel like just is not real important to the story. And I think at this point, I'm happy with where we are. So we'll just give these a quick tape down. I did print them with a white border, so that makes a lot of things much easier for me. That eliminates tons of matting time. And I'm sure some of you are looking at this layout thinking, oh, you can move this, 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 and this. And I'm also thinking the same kind of thing. I'm wondering if I should move some things to make more space. You just stick your pictures on and you're done, or are you a mover? Are you constantly looking for a better layout? That one seems really heavy to me. I feel like it needed to be down that way. A part of me would love this coffee picture with this, because this was actually when they were visiting the Empire State Building that they saw the giant coffee. And I so cut that crooked when I was cutting off the white border. Man, that's bad. Now I've got tape on it, so it's sticking to everything. It's still pretty horrible. You know what? We'll just put that underneath an edge of something. Kind of like that. And I could put that there. I do need my Statue of Liberty picture on the page with the Statue of Liberty, I feel like. Okay, and going there, I'm going to cover up a few little hot dogs. But really none of the scenery here, so that's all right. I guess you can tell when I don't go on the trip, I don't spend quite as many pages on it because I don't really know what to say. I do know what all the things are, which is a plus, but I don't really have anything to say about them because I wasn't there. Let's see if we can move these around now and cover up some of that. I think that gives us a better look overall. And I may go right there with that bagel. I won't really cover up anything major in doing that. And it covers up that extra space I've got going there. I have a customer who watches these all the time. Her name is Susanna. She's a friend of mine. And when she first started coming to me, she would group pictures and she would mat them. And I always thought it was so pretty. She would just mat every picture. They'd be on top of each other. They'd be here, there. And I loved the look of it, but I just couldn't see myself doing all that matting. And that's basically where this page is ending up, because I'm overlapping these mats and just fitting these all right in together in a big conglomeration over here. The good thing is I'm not losing anything on the pictures, on the page, on the pictures that I've got. But I am making representative pages. So, thanks, Susanna. Look what you taught me. Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, let's see what we can do over here. And do we want to do the same kind of thing? I've got larger photos on this page. That wasn't really my intention, but that's how it worked out. So we'll just kind of overlap our white spaces. know, it's funny, as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking this kind of gives me the feel of New York City. Kind of compressed, kind of crowded. You know, for somebody from the country, New York City is a little bit overwhelming. And my husband and I have decided we don't love big cities. It's just a lot of, I don't know, it seems like a lot of chaos. And the older we get, I think the more we like the quiet. I think that one I'm going to slide under here just a little bit because that white is a little wide. I'll go ahead and slide this one over right up against the Easter Island head. All right. Now look at that. By sliding those in together, we ended up with more space if they need a journal here and need a journal here. But for me, for right now, these pages are complete. So, until I see you next time, happy scrapping.